Right now, somewhere in this world, something is falling. Not a rock, not a leaf. Something that was born to soar. Watch closely, because what happens next will change the way you see your own life forever. This eagle, young, fearless, born with the sky in its blood, had never known a single day of doubt. Until this morning, until everything changed in one single second. It did not get up. It could not get up. And for the first time in its life, it looked up at the sky and felt like a stranger to it. Have you ever looked at something that used to be yours and felt like it belonged to someone else now? Days passed, then weeks. The wound did not heal fast. And in the silence of those long, cold, painful nights, the eagle asked the question that every broken human being eventually asks. Why me? What did I do wrong? Will I ever be who I was again? But then, slowly, painfully, the eagle began to move. Not upward. It couldn't go up. So it went forward, through the thorns, through the mud, through the cold rivers that had always flown above but never once touched. And the ground, the place it hated most, began to speak to it. The ground taught it silence. It taught it patience. It showed it how to see things that birds flying high above could never see. The eagle discovered that the world it had always flown over was actually full of depth, full of secrets, full of power. And deep underground, where no one could see, its roots were growing, not the roots of a tree, the roots of a soul. Patience, resilience, wisdom, strength that does not shake because it was not given. It was earned, in the dark, in the pain, in the silence. Then one morning, after all the pain, after all the crawling, after all the nights of asking why, something shifted deep inside the broken wing, a warmth, a strength, something that was not there before the fall. The eagle stretched, slowly, then fully, and then it pushed. Explosive, triumphant, powerful. It rose, shakily, then powerfully. Then, with a force that surprised the entire forest, it exploded through the treetops and burst into the open sky. And every bird that saw it fell silent, because they could see it in its eyes. This was not the same eagle. This eagle had been somewhere they had never been, and it showed. 6 months later, the greatest storm the valley had ever seen arrived without warning. Trees that had stood for 100 years were ripped from the earth. Nests were destroyed in seconds. Birds that had always flown freely, birds that had never once touched the ground, were scattered like paper in the wind. But the eagle did not move, because the other birds had roots only in the sky. But this eagle had roots in the ground. And nothing can uproot what was built in darkness, in pain, in silence, on the forest floor. Well, listen to me carefully, because this story is not about an eagle. The story is about you, that broken wing. That is the job you lost, the relationship that destroyed you, the dream that collapsed, the moment life dropped you without warning and you hit the ground so hard you didn't know if you would ever get up. But here's what no one tells you. The ground was never your punishment. The ground was your classroom. Every wound built patience inside you. Every dark night built wisdom inside you. Every moment of crawling when you were born to fly was building roots so deep that no storm in your future will ever be able to move you. You will rise again. I promise you that. Not the same as before. Better, deeper, wiser, with something in your eyes that only people who have truly suffered and truly survived ever carry. And when you do rise, everything you went through will finally make sense. Every single piece of it. This is your turning point. Not someday. Now. The roots are already growing. You just can't see them yet. Keep going.